In this video, I introduce a transformer. Attention is all you need. Combining self-attention and encoder-decoder, transformer maps input sequence or output sequence without using recurrent structure. A transformer consists of three components. First one is the encoder, second one is a decoder, and the third one is self-attention. Transformer is the backbone of all LLM models and open vocabulary object detectors. An input sequence first is embedded, and positional information is added to indicate the relative position of input elements as shown here. The embedded input sequence is fed into the encoder at one time. The decoder uses the encoder output features as the input to generate a key and a value, as shown here. While his query is generated from his own previous output, the decoder output at each iteration is added to the input sequence for the next iteration. This input sequence, first we embed the input sequence and add positional information. Then we use this embedded input sequence to the encoder, namely to the multi-head attention. For multi-head attention, we defined a group of WV, WQ, and WQ. For each group of WV, WQ, and WQ, we generate V, Q, and Q. We use the first vector in Q times all vectors in Q to generate the normalized weight distribution through this softmax function. And then we use this normalized weight distribution times this V to get a weighted V distribution. And then we calculate the weighted sum to get one vector in attention. Then we follow the same procedure for next vector in Q to generate next vector in attention step by step until we get our first attention. And then we use all the W, V, W, Q, and W, Q here to generate multi-head attentions. And then we use multi-head attention matrix to generate the partial input to this normalization together with the input X here. And then go through this feed-forward network to generate contact features. The decoder uses these contact features to generate V key and from his previous output to generate Q, and then put together with the input to generate the input to the normalization, and then go through the feed-forward network through this softmax function generate one output. Then we put this output to the input sequence as a new input, go through the same procedure to generate the next output until we get the convergent output sequence. For more details, please check with these references. Thank you. Bye.